Hola muchachos, ¿qué tal? Buenos días, aquí tienen el horario para hoy, jueves, el 14 de marzo. You had a couple things that are due by the end of today. We'll go over both of these assignments. One is a peer interview activity, de niño como eras. The other is conjugation bingo for the imperfect tense. And you only have your project due during the break, which is due the first week we come back on April 5th. Daily objectives for today to wrap up our conversation about Cesar Chavez, his life, career accomplishments, personal struggles, and lasting legacy. Your warm-up for today, exercise 19 on page 198, ¿Cómo era de niño? So there are 5 questions, or 6 questions rather, that pertain to your childhood, and these are very similar to the questions that you guys are answering for your project. Let's take a look at them together. Cuando yo era niño, era muy, and then finish off this statement describing what you were like as a kid. So you can see here you need to use the appropriate form of the imperfect of all of these verbs in parentheses. So number 1, cuando yo era niño, era muy, give me a few adjectives. Mis amigos eran, give me 2 or 3 adjectives to describe what your friends were like. De vez en cuando, once in a while, mi familia y yo íbamos, and then where did your family go once in a while or occasionally? When you were a kid, a menudo, often, yo iba a la casa de quién? Whose house did you often go to as a child? Mis hermanos, or mis amigos y yo jugábamos. And then what sport or game did you and your siblings or you and your friends used to play? And then finally, number 6, por lo general yo veía a mis primos. Maybe take away a mis primos. Por lo general yo veía. What did you used to watch as a kid? You don't need to include a mis primos. I don't think that makes too much sense, honestly. So what did you used to watch? Yo veía, and then a TV program or a favorite movie from when you were a kid. That's exercise 19, como era de niño. Then we are going to do the 2 activities that are due at the end of the day. Ideally, you guys finish these in class. We'll go over your autobiographical presentation that's due when we come back from break. You guys can watch the video, check out examples there for more information. And then the peer interview activity is a handout you guys are going to get. And for this, you guys are going to go around the room. You can watch this video for additional instructions, but talk to a different classmate for each of these questions, and then jot down 3 key pieces of information for each of these questions. So 3 adjectives that they would use to describe themselves, 3 adjectives they would use to describe their family, 3 activities that they used to like to do when they were little, favorite subject, verb, and adjective. So, for example, arte creativa dibujaba, educación física fácil practicaba deportes. And then for the 5th question, an extracurricular activity or a leisure activity that they used to do when they were young. At least one for that 5th question. You can see all 5 questions repeat. This is going around the room, sharing and exchanging what you were like when you were little. Alright, you guys are going to submit that in Canvas once you're done. And then finally, conjugation bingo, as we've played in the past before. You guys are going to replace the letters B-I-N-G-O with the different subject pronouns. Game 1 is going to consist of 5 AR verbs conjugated in the imperfect. Game 2 is going to consist of 5 ER verbs conjugated in the imperfect. And game 3 is going to consist of 5 IR verbs conjugated in the imperfect. Game 1, AR, Game 2, ER, and Game 3, IR. And then Game 4, you guys are going to use the 3 irregular verbs that we looked at on page 196. So the verbs ir, ser, and ver. Okay, ir, ser, and ver. Those are 3. And then to come up with the other 2, you can just pick any other AR and IR verbs for your 4th game. So your 4th game is going to be ir, ser, and ver, and then any other 2 AR, ER, IR verbs. Alright, and that's how we'll play. You're going to submit copies of that from both sides into Canvas, and that is your only in-class work, homework for you guys to finish that's due by tonight.